Hey, Crypto Hotep here. Happy March, traders. And this is another trading review video. So we ended February very well, especially during that last week of February. And it looks like we're starting this month very strong with this win here. So with this video, I'm going to trade review UNI or Uniswap in the crypto world here. And Uniswap is a decentralized exchange, and this is that token that powers it. So this was a quick trade, just a 16% trade, so not a huge, 75, 100% trade, but I'm trying to remain consistent with my percentages and my wins. So this was a good win here for me. And honestly, my consistent wins are between, I would say, 10% to like 40, 50%. Those are typically the range that I'm usually in with my trades. I have a couple 75 to 100% wins, but they come like few and far between, and I'm okay with that, honestly. I let the base hits stack up. So really quick with this trade, and before I forget, as with anything, crypto is a very volatile instrument. Please consult a professional before you start trading it and understand those risks that it does have. And one other thing is this is a spot trade. You guys are probably familiar. I've said this before where I've gotten away from the leverage, gotten away from the contract type trading and focused primarily on spot trading within crypto. It's easier for me, less stress, less of a chance of getting liquidated for myself as well. And just it makes trading more tolerable. And honestly, it makes trading even more fun, if you will. It's more enjoyable. So, this is a spot trade. This was taken on Coinbase Advanced as well. I've used Coinbase for years, since 2020. This is how I learned crypto with Coinbase, and I use the advanced version to cut down on the fees. And I use their charts that correspond to that. So with that being said, last Friday, Uniswap had some news delivered for their exchange, and that caused this big price jump here. In trading terms, we call this a God candle because it dwarfs everything else around it in size, and it usually just blasts through key levels, as you can see. Remember, our key levels are the blue rectangles as well. So it blasts through 832 and 1053. It interests me though, because once I, you know, grabbed those levels, once I notated or annotated those levels out, it did interest me. And I tweeted out on the 25th, I keep the receipts as always. This chart looks good. I wouldn't mind buying here. Then I actually bought in there at 1070, and I said I'm looking for a move to 1225 to 1275. Okay. And then lastly, I said my trade status currently and my profit target. That was February 25th. And so we'll go back to the chart here. And as you can see, that the trade did play out, but let's make sure that we're doing everything appropriate to the trade itself. So my style of trading is very simplistic. It involves support, resistance, a little smart money concepts with liquidity. Um, and honestly, that's about it. I try to keep my trading very similar or very simplistic, if you will. I do involve some chart patterns when I see them, and I do note those out as well. But this was a simple break and retest, one of my favorite patterns in trading. So just jumping right in. So going to the monthly chart and then switching to our line chart as we always do. And we mark out with our horizontal ray tool levels that price has either pushed away from dramatically or bounced off of dramatically. And so we have that 832 level I just mentioned, and then we have the 1053 level. So and then I did mark one more level up. And sometimes you need that magnet tool for the horizontal ray to help with these lines here, because just trying to do this with your eye, you might miss this. And what I mean is, if you hit the horizontal ray tool and just kind of let it do its thing here, you'll see that it just kind of attaches right to that point there. And then I usually drop down to the weekly to see if it validates. But I notated those levels. This is where price was from here to here. And then I dropped down to my daily because I wanted a quick target for price to go to. Okay, so I did have to scroll. The common saying is, look to the left, and we're looking to the left here. And I saw this here. This caught my eye right here, this level. A couple reasons. First reason, very good psychological level here. This is around 1250 right here. 1250. That's a fantastic level to me. Another reason is it's been wicked. So you may say, hey, Crypto Hotep, why didn't you mark this level here? Well, first off, I want a higher percentage in my trade. That was the first thing. And then the second thing is if we switch to if we switch to the daily candles, I bet you this level was wicked through by this level here. So let's go ahead and switch. Yep, price was drawn to that level right there. So again, that's enough validation for me to say, okay, great. 1250, fantastic level for price to get drawn to. So now that I have my levels, I have I have my daily resistance level because price hasn't pushed through this yet. Then I can set my buy trades. And what I did was I saw this candlestick here. This was the $10.70 level. And I saw the wick down. So once I saw the wick down, I said, okay, to myself, I said, okay, this looks like a long wick down. We potentially could get a bounce up. I don't mind buying in at 1070. If it goes down to around 1050, 1055, that's fine too, and I'll buy in again. So what I did was I took half of my position and put it in at 1070. And if it would have wicked up and got to my target, then that's fine. That would have been fine as well. But I did half of the position at 1070, and then I placed a pending buy order on the 1055 as well, and I doubled down and went in again. And so I went in again on those levels. I was very confident with this as well. And honestly, if the trade would have went awry, I wouldn't mind holding Uniswap either. Uniswap is a good token. It's been around for years. And so I was very confident in it. So with that being said, it was a very quick trade. As you can see, it was a nice bounce. This is literally a break retest. Price came up here, and then we got our target. And another thing that I did have in mind was I said to myself, my target itself was 1225. So again, I'm not being greedy with my target and saying, hey, I'm going to go in at 1250, even though price did get to 1250 and above. It actually went to 13. And a lot of people will say, well, are you upset you left money on the table? Not really, because I'd rather leave the money on the table than not even have money at the end of the day. And what I mean is, if you set a higher price target, price has to get to that. And sometimes it just doesn't because of manipulation being one of them. And price will maybe stop right before your target and then go straight down. And then you're left with nothing. So I would rather be on the conservative route, leave money on the table because that always means that I still have money. So again, that's why you see my targets where if I draw a box and put a box around daily flip resistance or your key level, you'll see my targets are usually below that level because I'm very confident that price will at least get to that and then it might just come down. But all in all, a very good trade. I was very what I thought would happen is if price did reject after this, at least we would get somewhat of a double top. This is my thoughts. We would get somewhat of a double top. So price would have to come and tap into this target, which it did. I don't know if it'll double top, but that was just my thought process. But again, as always, guys, hope this helps. If you guys want to see any other videos, or if you want me to chart any other coins, maybe any stocks as well, feel free, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Hope this helps, and happy trading.